A woman went into panic mode when she couldn't find her toddler in Walmart. She found him kneeling at the store's front gate in no time, but she broke down in tears upon witnessing what he was doing. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Given that Walmart was just 5 minutes away from their house, Naomi had taken Harry there several times in the past. When they needed to buy food or household supplies, they would frequently visit the store. That there was a big, well-stocked store so nearby was really convenient. Harry, however, accompanied his mother as usual, sulking over having to stroll around the store and dragging his feet. Harry found the thought of going shopping terribly dull when he was 7 years old. When you might be playing or enjoying yourselves outside, who would have wanted to stroll inside the store? Harry didn't think his mother understood that there were a lot of other things to do. Frequently, he would fall behind and sprint to catch up with Naomi. It was his attempt to add a little bit of joy to the otherwise monotonous event. Shopping is not enjoyable, particularly for young children. Following your parents around when they pick up uninteresting food items or dreary clothes isn't fun or engaging. Nothing. Children could peruse the newest exciting arrivals in bright toy aisles, but there was simply too much to choose from for any child to possess it all. They would purchase anything at all if they could. Harry sighed and huffed as he dragged his mother after him because of this. It was very dull to shop. Every time Naomi finished perusing the shelves, she would turn back and instruct her son to get up. Whenever he did so, he would always complain. She didn't want to have to reprimand him in front of others, so she would frequently give him a heads up to behave himself. Harry was a strong, self-reliant young child who preferred to have his way. He had definitely received that feature from his mother. Nevertheless, Naomi took care to subtly inform her son that it was never appropriate for Harry to act out in the midst of a Walmart. Despite her undying affection for him, she was aware of how easily he could become a pain when he became bored. But one day, Naomi went to see how her child was doing and discovered that Harry had vanished. He was nowhere to be found as she glanced around. Maybe he was at the end of the aisle, so don't worry. Naomi promptly went back to where she had been and checked the ends of the aisles, only to discover that her kid was not there. This is when panic began to set in a bit. How could he be anywhere? It wasn't long ago that they had gone by the toy section. Maybe the games and toys down there had drawn Harry in. Naomi left her shopping cart behind and ran up and down the aisle, searching for her kid, who was nowhere to be seen. Her heart was pounding out of her chest, and she was starting to panic now. This was not Harry. Even though he would gripe about going to the supermarket with her, he was never lost. The most terrifying thing of all was that Harry had only strayed once before, and it was at a toy store. He bolted off in enthusiasm, having been searching for a certain toy. Naomi became frightened when she couldn't find Harry since the store was crowded with kids his age and size. She couldn't find her boy since all the kids seemed to have the same appearance. Harry wasn't discovered until a few store employees stepped in and assisted Naomi in her search. His mother had been really alarmed by it, even though she was sure to chastise him for abandoning her. But that was at a toy store, where Harry adored bright, exciting things, and there were many youngsters. A toy store and a Walmart were not the same thing. There were very few children there, and nothing at all that Harry would have been interested in beyond the toy section. And Naomi was most afraid of that. What may have caused him to stray? Furthermore, where was he? How could Naomi take action? How would she locate Harry? She loved him so much since he was her only son. She was unsure of what to do in the event that he vanished. She ran to the front of the store, looking for a worker. Maybe they could play a message over the store speakers, requesting that Harry come to the front desk, or something similar. Perhaps they should check their surveillance footage to see if they could find the unfortunate little youngster. But Naomi was abruptly stopped in her tracks when she saw something at the store's entrance. There was a metal seat inside the Walmart just next to the door. After shopping, people would frequently stop there to take a little nap before going to their cars in the parking lot. At the moment, the bench was vacant, but Harry was standing in front of it. He was facing the wall while on his knees doing something inconceivable. Naomi experienced a dramatic shift in her emotions, from concern and dread to a mixture of relief and rage. Naturally, she was relieved to have located Harry, but she was also upset that he would leave her without even letting her know. Harry was about to get a serious talking to as he marched up to the bench. However, Naomi was perplexed when she realized what he was doing. His little hands were clenched in front of him. He was mouthing phrases and had his eyes firmly clenched. Naomi realized her kid must be saying something, even if she was unable to hear what he was murmuring. Mom was curious about what was going on, but upon getting closer, she saw that Harry was in prayer. However, why? Perhaps he was offering prayers for someone he had noticed in the shop. Maybe he was reflecting on something that had occurred at school that day. Perhaps Harry was praying to receive what he really desired when they were at the store. In actuality, Naomi was clueless as to what was inspiring her kid to pray. She was only aware that she had stopped dead in her tracks and was observing him with interest. Naomi flitted her eyes, trying to find some indication as to why Harry was praying. Really, nobody else was around, save for a few shoppers who didn't appear to be in need of prayer. Everything appeared to be in order, normal and perfect. Nothing seemed to point out what had made Harry start praying, and she wasn't sure whether he would even tell her if she asked. However, Naomi's gaze suddenly shifted upward and widened in surprise. There was a big bulletin board above the seat where Harry had been kneeling. There were other A4 posters of missing children from local families on that board. Naomi found it frightening that there were so many missing children. That bulletin board was something she had never really noticed before. A slogan that read, "Every moment counts in finding these kids and reuniting them with their families," was displayed beneath the several pictures. For these poor folks, each day that went by was another day without joy or hope. When Naomi's gaze abruptly returned to Harry, she saw that the tiny youngster was pleading with God for these kids to return safely. Any residual rage or fury in Naomi vanished with that knowledge, and she started crying. She was so moved by the event that she snapped a picture of her kid with tears in her eyes and shared it on Facebook, where it was soon liked and shared by users of all different faiths, as well as those who had no religion at all. The photo received close to 115,000 shares. People were deeply moved by Ariani's selfless and compassionate deed, but one Facebook commenter's statement, "Whether or not you believe in God really doesn't matter," perfectly captured the essence of the unique small moment. This young person in Walmart was thinking of other people and trying to help as much as he could. If more people emulated him, the world would be a better place. It is now up to you. What were your thoughts on this amazing tale? If you had witnessed your child praying in front of Walmart, how would you have responded? Would the explanation have moved you? Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.